Hey, it's the Love Guru Blair, and I want to invite you to an event that I'm doing in October in New York City. It's going to also be available via live stream if you're not in the area. And it has to do with healing emotional abuse. And this is such an important topic that I am bringing to you guys, bringing to the world. And I'm really here to help you with, but I want to just share like a little side note. This is the third time I've tried to make this video, and I guess my inner gremlins are kind of acting up because I am losing my words. I am saying things that I don't want to say. Not like it's anything bad, but it's just like I'm not presenting it the way that I want to present it. So I find it really interesting because this is the time for us, and now I'm talking about something totally different, but I'm sure it's all related. It always is. This is the time for those of us who are light workers, who are indigos, who are star seeds, who are here for a special mission. This is the time for us to come out and to be sharing our gifts with the world. And before you're able to share your gifts with the world, so you see here I'm coming out and I'm offering this event that is really this healing event, which is really near and dear to my heart. And it's something that I've gone through, and it's something that I feel really passionate about, and passionate for myself, passionate for others, and helping you guys break this cycle. Because when you experience emotional abuse, this is a cycle that you continue from one generation to the next. So you have experienced emotional abuse from your parents. You're experiencing emotional abuse in your intimate relationships. And then if you have kids, or if you already have kids, you're passing down this dysfunction to your kids. So what I was going to say before I get into this topic here, because I want to share a little bit about it, is that this is the time for us light workers and our star seeds and indigos to get out and share our work, our special gifts with the world. And before you can do that, you need to heal yourself. Before you can heal the world, you need to heal yourself. Before you could change the world, you need to change yourself. You need to become a whole individual and break through all the programming that you've had, all the traumas, all the heartaches, all the brainwashing, all the self-defeating behaviors and thoughts. You need to heal through that and clear that. So this was a big part of my journey of preparing myself. I have been doing healing work since 2005, 2006 with a healer, with myself, with my guides, with other healers. And now this is like 10 years later that I'm coming out on the other end, and I'm now able to offer this to you guys. I have been doing individual work, and now it's time for me to take my work on a bigger scale and offering it to more and more people by doing the classes. So let's talk about emotional abuse. And I know that this is kind of a heated topic. The word abuse, no one likes that word. To emotional abuse, mental abuse, verbal abuse, sexual abuse. It's kind of like you're wearing a scarlet letter, or you're stigmatized once that word comes out of your mouth. Oh, I'm a victim of emotional abuse, which I would never say that. I would never say those words. I've experienced emotional abuse, but it's also been the greatest gift for me because it's how I found my power. And that's what I'm going to take you through in this workshop. It's a 2-hour event. Like I said, it's live in New York City. It's also going to be available via live stream, which you'll get a recording if you're not able to make it live via live stream. And the information is at loveguru.net/emotional abuse. That's my website. And so let's talk about emotional abuse, because again, if you haven't already shut off this video and tuned out, because again, some people really are not ready to be facing this conversation. It's kind of heavy, it's taboo, it's maybe scary to people to uncover the darkness that they have experienced or that they are experiencing in their life. So if you have experience with codependency, If you have ever been in a relationship where you have been afraid to really share what you're thinking and what you're thinking, what did I just say? To share what you're thinking and what you're feeling. I don't know what I just said. I just kind of blanked out. So if you've ever been in a relationship that you've been afraid to really express who you are because you were afraid of how that other person was going to react, that's the key element there. So many of us sensitive beings have changed who we really are because people around us have manipulated us so much emotionally, energetically, psychically, psychologically, that if we say we don't like something or we're not happy or whatever it is you want to express in the relationship, and this is any relationship, this is family relationships, intimate relationships, career relationships, coworkers, boss, employee. We're in relationship with everything in our life. With everybody that you meet, you're in a relationship with them. Whether you have commitment issues or not, you're in a relationship with them. So the question is, are you developing and are you creating and are you having healthy relationships, or are you having dysfunctional relationships? And one form of that dysfunctional relationship is that if you are afraid to say something because you're afraid of how they're going to react, or you're feeling controlled in a relationship or dominated, that person calls the shots, and if you don't do what they want you to do, if you don't behave the way that they want you to behave, or let's take, for example, like if you're in an intimate relationship and say for example, like you're just starting to date somebody, and if you're not having sex at a certain, whatever, what's it, 3-date rule, if you're not having sex by the third date, or by a month into it or 2 weeks into it, are you going to feel like that person's going to leave you? That's a form of emotional abuse. That's a form of control and domination. Same thing if you're in a marriage. Let's use sex again. If you're not having sex on a regular basis, whatever that might be, daily, weekly, monthly, whatever your schedule is with your partner, if you're not going to be intimate, is that person going to be mad at you? Are you afraid that they might leave you? So in any situation where you're feeling controlled or dominated or afraid of how the person's going to react by something that you're doing or saying or feeling, that's emotional abuse. If you're in a relationship where the person, when you do express yourself, they say you're too sensitive, you should really not think about stuff so much. You think about things too much. You analyze over and over again. Just live in the moment. Just don't pay attention. Nothing's so serious. Stop being so serious. That's a form of emotional abuse. If you feel like somebody's playing mind games with you, or energetic games with you, or emotional games with you, that's all emotional abuse. So I would say, having gone through this waking up experience myself and then this healing experience, I would say 99% of our relationships in society are emotional abuse, a form of emotional abuse. Most people are not in healthy relationships. And as I was sharing in the beginning, this is something that is passed down from generation to generation. So because it's been so corrupted in our society, these unhealthy ways of being and relating in relationships, we just pass it on one to the next. So if this sounds intriguing to you, if you want to take a look at your patterns, if you want to start clearing out the old baggage, if you want to start healing from the hurt that you've experienced, then I want to invite you to this event. And it's also something that you're not only doing for yourself, but you're doing for the whole chain in line, like the whole chain of generational, your generational line. That's what you're doing it. You're doing it. You're healing. The work that we're doing at this event is starting to heal your generation, the generations that came before you that were suffering from this dysfunction, and the generations that come after you. So the question is, are you going to be the one who breaks the chain, or are you going to be the one who just continues the pattern? So the final thing is that although you have experienced hurt and it's other people that have done these things to you, have manipulated you, have been verbally abusive, have been emotionally abusive, have been mentally abusive, maybe even sexually abusive. Although you have experienced this from other people, and it looks like they're the ones who are the bullies, which they very much are, there is a part that you are playing in this. There's a part that is wounded within you that needs to be healed. And this is what we're going to be going over, this and more, at the workshop, at the event in October. And like I said, you can sign up and learn more information about that at loveguru.net/emotional abuse. I hope you'll join us. Bye-bye.